Hello, everyone, and welcome to week number 9 of Collegiate Esports Now. Unfortunately, my co-host Katie Scott won't be able to join us this week as she's touring the country getting the greatest esports college storylines. So I'll be the solo host, Paulie Hype. So without further ado, let's get right into this week's college esports standings, stories, and highlights.
This is College Esports Now.
First off, let's head over to the Esports U main channel for some Rocket League, Lackawanna College versus Barton Community College. As the playoffs start for the NJC AAE, the quarterfinals commence starting with the first seed, Lackawanna College, versus the 8th seed, Barton Community College. Lackawanna didn't hold back, taking each match with dominance behind J.K. Fishizzle and Aoka. Barton attempted to make a stand, but Lackawanna held them to just one goal throughout the entire series. An impressive showing from the first seed, and it wouldn't be much of a surprise to see this team go all the way to the finals. But we have to see who they meet in the next round of this 8-team double elimination bracket. Next up, moving to the middle of the week, we have Esports U Campus Cup featuring Fortnite, the East region. In the final Fortnite tournament of the year, we saw a drastic increase in participation, which meant more competition for the final prize of $1,000. In 4 rounds of play, we watched many strategies that varied between passive placement play and elimination-hungry play, both allowing for good points and strategies. This series could not have been any closer for the top 3 teams. A dominant showing from all 3 leaders had them averaging over 20 points per match. Our third-place team, Satix and EG, had a solid performance, gathering 19 eliminations and finishing off with a whopping 94 points, just 6 points from first. Sigma and Cut finished with 30 eliminations, the most in the tournament, but their placement in each game would prove to be their downfall, leaving them just 3 points shy of a first at total of 97 points. Lastly, but definitely not least, Caesar and Baz left us with the best average placement of 3rd across 4 different rounds and maintained an elimination total of 17, giving them the winning total of 100 points. Well done. Wow, what an amazing Esports U featuring Fortnite Campus Cup series. But before we continue, don't worry, Paulie Hype's got you. With the help of our family over at Esports U, I was able to set up an interview earlier with Caesar, the winner of both the West and East regions. Let's check out that interview right now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another amazing episode of Collegiate Esports Now. On this week's episode, we have a special interviewee with us, and it is Caesar, our winner of the Esports U East and West, that's right, double region winner from this week's finals for the Campus Cup featuring Fortnite. Caesar, it's great to have you here, brother.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Of course, yeah, anytime. Real quick before we get into the episode here, can you just take a quick second and introduce yourself to the viewers at home that don't know you?
Yep, my name's Riley Oliver, or Caesar. Basically a Canadian esports player at Ontario Tech University, and I'm a junior.
Oh, excellent, man. And what game are you currently playing at Ontario Tech?
I play Fortnite.
Excellent. Obviously, won the East and West region. So, as we kind of get into it, I just kind of want to go over how does it feel to win the East, not only the East region, but also the West region for the Esports U Campus Cup?
It feels really good because I've been putting a lot of effort and a lot of practice into it. A lot of preparation.
Right.
So it felt really good to see the results finally pay off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Competed myself from 2004 to 2015, so I know all about results and putting in the work and the diligence that esports players go into. That goes into our craft. What would you say was the selection process? I know you had 2 different partners, one in the East, one in the West. What was the selection process for you? Being such a dominant player that kind of went into what it takes to be a teammate of yours to win.
Well, I knew I could perform well with anyone I played with.
Right.
So I was pretty much just looking for someone that I knew already, so to have good vibes with them, because I think that's the most important thing when choosing who you're playing with. So the vibes aren't there, then you're just not gonna do good. So I just
Right.
chose someone that I knew, or 2 people that I knew, and yeah, that's basically how I chose them.
Fair enough. So for you, it's kind of more of you know that you're going to carry, you're going to be able to produce. You just want someone there that's not going to be tanking your emotions for when you're playing, kind of just get you locked in, and that's enough for you to kind of carry the victory.
Yeah, not necessarily carry. I know I would perform well,
Right.
with pretty much anyone. But obviously, they need to hold up their own weight. But yeah,
Emotional, big part of it though for you.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's very fair to say. How does it feel to be representing your school, Ontario Tech? Um, we'll just do that one question one more time over here.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
edit out the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's Ontario Tech, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. How does it feel to be representing Ontario Tech in the collegiate esports space? I mean, we're literally making history with this time. Collegiate esports is booming. How does it feel to represent not only Canada, but Ontario Tech?
Yes, there's not many people at my school actually like on the esports team.
Sure.
So obviously with me competing and placing well, it brings like I guess recognition to our school. And we already partnered with Gen G and stuff like that, so it's
Mm.
pretty cool. And it feels good to like get my school on the map.
Well, that's excellent. Caesar, thank you so much for your time. It's been amazing. Really wish you good luck and good fortune. Real quick, before we go, do you have any other tournaments coming up for Fortnite that you'll be competing in?
There's a placement cup I think next week that
Okay.
I will be participating in with Sigma.
Oh, beautiful. All right. Well, good luck in the placement cup, Caesar. And we hope to see you again for some more Esports U Campus Cup featuring Fortnite when we have it. Enjoy the rest of your day and good luck to you in Ontario Tech.
Yeah. Thanks for having me and thanks for hosting the tournament.
Of course. As we head over to Thursday, it's Valorant featuring St. Clair College versus South Puget Sound Community College. When the first seed goes up against the 8th seed, most expected to be a one-sided match, but this was not what anyone expected. First map, we headed to Bind, where St. Clair was playing like the first seed is expected to play. The gunfights were scrappy around the map, with most rounds coming down to the last player with a sliver of health, but St. Clair was able to close it out 13-7 in the end. However, once we got to map number 2, the match got significantly closer and the plays a lot less coordinated. Ending in the first half at 7-5 in favor of South Puget Sound, it was looking bright for their map pick of Icebox, but St. Clair's offense proved to be too strong for them to handle, where they ended up losing the last 4 rounds in a row of the match, finishing 13-11. St. Clair looks to get their next match against the 3rd seed Westchester Community College, who swept the 6th seed of Fort Scott Community College. Next up is Valorant, Malloy University versus St. Joseph's Long Island. A battle of TN6 of Malloy versus Big Fat Kev 25 of St. Joseph's Long Island proved to be one match to watch, as both players were able to top the charts in the first map. However, unfortunately for St. Joseph's, TN6 was just playing too well for them to keep up, and with the rest of his team to follow up on his kills, there was nothing they could do to hold Malloy back from running Ascent and heading over to Bind. Each of their executions onto the site were played around their Sky Flashes and the powerhouse of TN6 and Tanuki. Both players combined for 50 total kills over 19 rounds and proved just why they are the first seed in the ECC. Malloy now heads over to face off against Utica University, the 5th seed, who upset the 4th seed of Farmingdale State Green in sweeping fashion. Next up is the ECAC internal stream, starting with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, SUNY Canton versus Mount St. Mary's University. Only one team can advance, while for the other, their season is over. That's right, it's the ECAC playoff time. We start this series with MSMU's Mythical Taiko coming out and immediately taking out 2 players from Canton before finally falling to Waka. Waka was able to duke it out on the last stock with MSMU's second player, Young Pete, but sadly fell to Young Pete, who survived with just 1 stock left. Game 2, though, was a lot more back and forth, and we saw it all go the way to the last 2 players from both teams, Canton's Kurtz and MSMU's Mythical Taiko. It was a very close 1v1 as it came down to the last stock for both players, but in the end, the sole survivor of this match was Mythical Taiko, as he started and closed it out 2-0 victory. The chapter isn't closed just yet for MSMU, as their next opponent will be 3rd seeded Pace University. Over to Wednesday, we have some Overwatch 2, Alfred State College versus Newberry College. This will be our first time witnessing these 2 schools playing, but sadly only one of them can move on in the playoffs. Map 1 saw us go to Lijiang Tower, and it was a war between the Alfred State and Newberry DPS line, as Bob Burrito and Nemesis were going for a highlight moments, but in the end, Newberry's Nemesis came out on top. On the following maps of Eichenwald and Dorado, we kept on seeing Nemesis' brilliance, as he kept on getting pick after pick and elimination with his Junkrat and Reaper. Newberry was able to hold Alfred State to only 1 point secured on both the hybrid and escort maps, showing that their defense is top notch. Round 1 may be over, but right around the corner is round 2, and Newberry's next opponent will be the 7th seeded Stevenson University. So the reason my co-host isn't with me this week is because NACL was at the Miami Art Basel and the Central. Here's a little short highlight clip of the time they had in Miami. Really jealous. I wish I was there.
I'm here with Donovan Carter at the Central, representing Blockboard.
To finish out the week is League of Legends, with Penn State Berend versus James Madison University. Familiar faces to the ECAC, we see James Madison in the 17th seed, taking on Berend in the 16th seed in the first round. In the first early minutes of Game 1, we already saw how strong the JMU bot lane duo of Zorn and Lando were, consistently getting into fights and grabbing kills against Berend. Though one of the standout performers for JMU had to be their mid laner, Cytalus, who finished the game 10-4-9, grabbing kills even when outnumbered by Berend. Game 2 was definitely a little slower, as by 10 minutes the game was pretty much dead even, with Berend being up 3 kills to 2. But the tempo drastically changed in favor of JMU yet again, as we saw Cytalus, along with the jungler, Shomi, roam together around the map to get kills and objectives for their team, which resulted in a pre-20-minute victory. Soon, this JMU squad will be facing off against the number 1 seeded Fisher in the next round. Can they emulate this same round success? Goggles on! Known for his Heimerdinger gameplay, Ireland League of Legends content creator Razone Games has announced he will be a lecturer for Belfast Metropolitan College's new Esports Foundation degree. Razone previously worked at the college for 4 years before leaving to pursue streaming and esports full-time. Now, after 5 years, he's back, hoping his work will help esports grow in his region. With a pilot event at this year's Commonwealth Games, Belfast Metropolitan, the MET College, has risen in popularity in recent years, and now will be launching its foundation degree in esports in September 2023, following its teaching of the esports BTEC qualification, which it has been offering since its launch a few years ago. The student becomes the master. On November 24th, a teacher and former Barnsley College student, Kalem Nail, was awarded a coveted gold award in the Pearson National Teaching Awards for Digital Innovator of the Year on BBC One's The One Show. The award came as part of a week-long celebration of teaching, which culminated on Saturday, November 26th. Kalam launched a mentoring program and has been central to the creation of the country's first ever college esports course, using esports to teach important skills and making sure to include compulsory health and well-being modules as part of the course to make sure students understand just how to take care of themselves. The Pearson National Teaching Awards is an annual celebration of excellence in education, founded in 1998 by Lord Putnam, to recognize the impact an inspirational teacher can have on the lives of the young people they teach. This year marks its 24th year of celebrating school teaching staff across the UK, with the Pearson National Teaching Award winners being shining examples of the people who make schools and colleges so special. Making it rain. The International Esports Federation, IESF, has partnered with the ITTI High Tech Institute, and they're set to hand out scholarships worth €8,000 for athletes competing in the World Esports Championships, with 5 partial scholarships for esports enthusiasts to attend an online course as well. With a record 106 nations set to compete in the World Esports Championships finals, was scheduled to be held from November 23rd to December 2nd. Applications for the scholarship were accepted until December 2nd, with the winners set to be announced during the World Esports Championship finals in Bali. Participants will be able to attend a camp in Barcelona following the course, and will also receive an invitation to the Sports Tomorrow Congress. The online course starts on January 17th next year and concludes in June. With everything carefully calculated. More than 50 students from around the world were to compete in the Microsoft Excel Collegiate Challenge Finals on Saturday the 3rd at the university's esports arena. The Microsoft Excel Collegiate Challenge is a competition that develops and tests students' problem solving, critical thinking, and Excel skills. The competition began with more than 2,800 registered students from 93 countries and 596 universities and colleges. The finals were to feature the top 4 teams and top 8 individuals competing in a 30-minute Excel esports competitions to determine team and individual champions. The finals will feature the top 4 teams and top 8 individuals competing in a 30-minute Excel esports competitions to determine team and individual champions. The challenge is implemented through a partnership between the Department of Finance in the university's Eller College of Management and the Financial Modeling World Cup. David Brown, Brian and Clara Frankie Endowed Chair in Finance at Eller, said the goal is to teach Excel and personal finance concepts to students of all levels in a way that is engaging and fun. The championship event is free and open to the public. Also to be streamed live and recorded for broadcast later this month on ESPNU. The finals will be broadcast live on the Financial Modeling World Cup YouTube channel beginning at 2:45 p.m. A selection of the day's events will be produced into a 1-hour special to be aired on ESPNU on Thursday, December 15th at 2 p.m. local time. Get your heart rate up. Playfly Sports is a sports marketing and media agency that supports professional, collegiate, and high school teams as well as esports. The company focuses on the sports organization rather than the athletes, and to accelerate its growth, Playfly has acquired several companies, including Fox Sports College Properties and 2 esports companies, Collegiate Star League and the World Gaming Network. The last 2 acquisitions gave Playfly what they called premier core assets that the company could complement. Michael Schreiber, CEO and founder of Playfly, says they have the largest collegiate esports league in the world. The company built an esports agency called Playfly Esports, which does value creation service for other esports organizations. The company also built and iterated on the college league, which is now called NACE Star League, which is a combination of the NACE League and CSL Esports. Schreiber says many of the company's acquisitions were done during the core years of COVID, when there were many questions around how sports might change. But for Playfly, that uncertainty was an opportunity. We applaud when esports brings more good for students. Mogo Esports Private Limited, a wholly owned subsidiary of Mobile Global Esports Inc., is making history by breaking the bank and becoming the first company to sign university esports athletes at a record price. Mogo Esports Private Limited Inc. holds the trademark and IP rights for college esports tournaments and players in India. The company has a lot of tournaments and expansion plans in its pipeline, which will soon be in motion. The Mogo National Championships were a tough battle, with over 200 plus colleges and universities participating in the tournament, which the finals were held at LPU University and Mumbai University claiming the coveted prize. The company assigned 6 players from Mumbai University, who were the winners of Mogo National Championship at record salaries in the university sector. Yash Sapra, Samukti, Ushman Shukla, Naman Ranawat, Tanish Patra, and Gaurav Singh will henceforth be representing Mogo Esports Private Limited at all private mobile gaming tournaments.
A talent development program to have a better group and be able to produce world-class esports athletes in the last SUGMA 20 MSN 2022. Sarawak managed to win bronze medal in Dota 2 category. On international level, one of our athletes, namely Nadra Saufi, won the gold medal in the Commonwealth Esports Championship in Birmingham. Driven by Sarawak's premier aim to be world-class, recently CESA and the North American Collegiate League has signed a memorandum of understanding on cooperation commitment towards the esport industry, especially in the segment of esport league, with a strategic model. This collaboration will elevate the local esport industry in Sarawak to a whole new level of achievement, hence reaching the goal of my ministry to make the state a world-class esport player. CESA also focusing developing industry players and collaborate with University of Technology Sarawak, or UTS, to design and promote Bachelor of Mobile Game Development, which will help the local talents in getting involved in game development. Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, Sarawak Sports Achievement.
Seems like a crime not to use a perfectly good empty room. SUNY Jamestown Community College esports coach Chris Swanson joined a group of dignitaries, including JCC President Daniel DeMart and Olean Mayor William J. Aola, to cut a ribbon to mark the opening of an esports stadium at JCC's Cattaraugus County campus last 2nd of December. JCC partnered with Esports Supply, the official technology partner of the National Association of Collegiate Esports, to equip the building for competitive gaming. The new arena, located in the Dresser Rand Training and Conference Center, houses 24 state-of-the-art gaming computers and chairs and will serve as the home field of JCC's new esports team, making use of an underutilized space that previously housed JCC's workforce development operations. The facility includes a competition floor, a team meeting room, a coach's office, and even a concession area. SUNY JCC President Daniel DeMart boasted about the new arena's observation deck, which gives spectators a furnished space to watch gamers compete. The arena will also host esports teams from local high schools in the area. More and more territory is taken by esports every day. The Center for Teaching, Learning, and Assessment invites instructors interested in incorporating video games and digital game-based learning into their courses to join a Spring 2023 Faculty Learning Community, FLC, facilitated by the help of Dr. Jeff Kuhn, Ohio Esports Director. The purpose of this FLC is to consider how video games can facilitate experimental learning and what adaptations must be made to current teaching practices to fully leverage digital game-based learning. Participants will engage with video games as both text and hands-on activities, as well as theoretically to understand video games as a literacy. They will identify changes to instruction necessary to incorporate games-based learning, review common platforms and storefronts for video games and how to navigate them. They even choose 1 to 3 games that might be applicable to their disciplines, design an original lesson plan incorporating a game, and differentiate game-based learning from gamification. Ironically, participants will also explore why video games are underrepresented in classroom practice despite being one of the most dominant media pastimes of current-day students. The FLC will meet over the semester to brainstorm and share ideas. Meeting days and times will be determined by the FLC members. Just as normal sportsmen, collegiate esports athletes deserve their training grounds. Located in the basement of the K-State Union, the Student Activity Center at Kansas State University, K-State esports players have access to 24 Alienware PCs built specifically for gaming. The esports arena opened in August and is available for use by the public upon request. The club also has an online streaming lab, and students who don't necessarily consider themselves to be gamers can also get access to the arena. Kansas State University's esports club is thriving after it transitioned from an independent student organization to an official university program folded in with the Recreation Services Department. About 140 people are currently participating in the esports club. The club's next tournament is being planned now. The Heartland Showdown will take place at K-State on February 25th. Collegiate esports players from around Kansas and other states will converge to compete in numerous games, including Overwatch and League of Legends. High School Esports League is the largest national esports league, providing high school students with competitive tournament experiences. Georgetown is one of the more than 3K districts in the High School Esports League. Decided to start an esports team last spring, seeing as many extracurricular activities were being canceled during the pandemic. As the season that started last September was winding down by the week of the 27th of November, the team competed in Valorant and Brawlhalla tournaments. Georgetown competes in games such as Minecraft, Fortnite, Rainbow Six Siege, CSGO, Rocket League, Valorant, Counter-Strike Global Defensive, Halo Infinite, Brawlhalla, Overwatch 2, and chess, and the league hosts games and tournaments on its website. Students applied to be on the team and were vetted before being chosen to make sure they weren't discipline issues or other problems. Permission also had to be given from a parent or guardian. If interest in esports grows, Georgetown may consider starting teams at the individual high schools. Before we conclude this week's Collegiate Esports Now, let's take a listen at this interview, which is extremely inspirational, and I can't wait for it.
Hello. Well, first off, thanks for the congratulations. We're happy to be in the playoff bracket. Overall, good. There were definitely a few games here and there, and one or two series I think we could have taken as well, and we just kind of fumbled it a little bit. So we're a little bit lucky to still be in the playoffs and get that second chance at it, but overall I feel pretty good. We knew it was going to be tough. There are some really good teams out there. Oregon obviously is a great team out west. So we didn't expect it to be an easy run. We didn't also expect to get absolutely tossed around by the other teams, though. We know that we can put up a fight. We knew that we could beat every team here, is what I'll say. The biggest one, I think this is true across probably most of the teams that are playing, is that people, pros say this as well, that Rocket League is 80% mentality. And I think that's really going to be the ticket to the championship here, is going to be if we can keep our mental game strong and stay locked in and focused, we've got a real shot at this thing. We might not be the highest seed, we may not have finished top of our group, but we can do it. We can be that underdog. And so if you're looking for the good old heartwarming underdog story, let me tell you, scope ups, baby.
So I think we did well this season. We definitely did hit a rough patch there in the middle part of the season, but we were able to consolidate our efforts as a team and bounce back from those losses and put out a strong showing for the second half of the season, which led us to the seeding that we're at today. So we're preparing for the playoffs by scrimmaging any team that we could find, whether they be collegiate or not. We're just trying to get a lot of experience under our belt to match the high level of play that we're expecting to see this playoff season. My family and friends think it's awesome that I'm competing at a collegiate level for Halo, especially my parents. When they saw me playing Combat Evolved when I was, 7, 8 years old, they never thought that anything was going to really come out of it. They thought it was just a video game for fun. But now we're here in the playoffs, fighting for a championship, fighting for a prize pool, and they're backing me 100%. And my friends are always in the Twitch streams and our team Discord, sending us messages, sending us positive vibes before all of our matches. And it really just promotes a lot of good energy going into the matches, which produces good results. So we are a very different team than we were last year. We had a very disappointing season last year, but we were able to make a few changes to our roster, and we were able to play a lot more as a team. And we are a lot different than what we were last year. We are here to shock the world. We're here to surprise a lot of people. Our stat board may not show it, but we are here to win it all, nothing less. Let's go Mountaineers.
For playoffs, we're very excited. We definitely think that we have what it takes to get to the top 2 and to become victorious over Oklahoma Christian University. I know that that is the #1 seed right now, but we definitely think we have what it takes to take them down and be able to win it, the whole thing.